Dean Yerem, Purchasing Manager for Corporate Services of Nestlé Business Services, talks about concerns with standardized safety programs, financing, and being more receptive to change due to pressure from the constricting market.
Challenges right now that we're dealing with is obviously fuel, trying to monitor that, trying to make the best decision. The conference, the last couple days was very eye-opening, talking with people, seeing what they're doing. So we're trying to monitor our fuel cost, what are the best decisions to make. We've been approached by fuel cards, and we're trying to make sure that we make the right informed decision. The other part is we're trying to align safety programs, with different cultures and companies that we've acquired over the years. We have a sort of a hodgepodge, for lack of a better term, of safety programs. One may have a very strong program, and the other one would be very weak. So we're trying to make at least a baseline where this is the foundation of our safety program, and if you want to add on that, it's great, but we don't want to detract from it. So if, say, a salesperson, goes from Nestlé Nutrition to, say, Nestlé Purina, we want to make sure that they're not jumping into a new environment where, like, what do you mean? If I get in an accident or something like that, I get, penalized X, Y, and Z as opposed to where he was before. So we will kind of make sure that we're in line with that. And that's a huge undertaking because it's HR, it's compensation, it's legal, it's safety and environmental, it's, the fleet managers themselves, and it's a lot of different factors that go into making that decision. Financing obviously has been a huge topic. I know that this recent RFP in Canada, I can use an example. When we got the financing models back from all the fleet management companies, there was no sort of apples to apples comparison. So we had to sort of partner up with our treasury people to sort of dissect it and then do the projections and then rely on sort of Bloomberg and trying to figure out what the model was actually saying about what the cost of the vehicle was going to be at the end of the day. And it was still difficult to sort of get what each vehicle is going to cost, even with creating a formula, and partnering up with our treasury departments, because you really can't predict what's going to happen. I mean, I think that we're better tied into what is happening now than we were before. So we weren't sort of blindsided like last year, but we don't want to be in a situation where we can't order the vehicles, and the delays in production that really impacted getting the vehicles into the drivers. The North America operating companies are all on lease plan. We partner up with them. We have quarterly reviews, so we're monitoring the resale values of everything. And I know they partner with Manheim, and it's so far it's been excellent. And LeasePlan as an organization is great. It was very eye-opening for the Canadian fleet managers to go through this process recently. And they had just bid out fleet management 3 years ago. But I think what's happened in the industry in the last year and a half has been so dynamic, or dramatic, I should say, that it was an eye-opening experience because it's sort of everything was sort of status quo. A lot of this whole conference has been about change, and I think there were opportunities for people that never really looked at other companies before seriously. It's like they were going to stay with us. If we can get a little bit of cost savings with the company that we're using now, we don't want to switch because we're comfortable with who we're using. And then I think going into this process, it was a little bit more eye-opening for them because I think they were more receptive to change because of what's happened to them.